Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Gonzalez with 350 Lounge, and tonight we have a special guest, Stephen Crane. Stephen, thank you for being here. Stephen is actually a fill-in for my guest, and I have to thank you for filling in and being so clutch because last night I had someone bail on me, and you stepped in, and you're going to do an amazing job today. I already know it.
Thanks. No problem at all. No problem.
All right. So you're a senior here at San Francisco State. You're a Becca major, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
What exactly influenced you, or what made you want to come to San Francisco State, and what made you want to become a Becca major specifically?
Well, with San Francisco State, that's purely because it's a Becca program. Like if you look at any of the other colleges, it's always a combined film cinema program. Here, cinema's been spun off, or it's a journalism type program. But this is, for the area at least, this is one. It's the best. I've heard of Becca actually before I heard of San Francisco State.
Really?
I've heard like, oh, that person, they were in. They named the field, but they wouldn't name the school. But I guess it was just so synonymous that they would just name it by the program, which is
that's
kind
crazy.
of interesting.
I had heard. Of course, I heard about San Francisco State, but I had never known about Becca until I actually got here. Did you start at a community college, or did you come straight out of high school to San Francisco State?
Well, I started at a junior college. At that time, I didn't even have a clue of what I was gonna go for. So that's the way you want to go. It's a lot less expensive. And then I would say at the time, I liked the idea of what the jobs you can do with a broadcasting type degree. But at the time, it's like I liked a lot of internet-based video type things, but there's no money in that. So I wasn't looking to do that professionally. But I was like, oh, that'll be fun to do in my free time once I've have free time and stuff. And then things shifted over the years, and it's a lot different now. You have things like Netflix, YouTube, and all that where there is money, and it's like, hey, that's not something that you have to do for fun or a hobby. That's something that you could do professionally. And then it's like, okay, well, what school do you go to? And clear choice becomes San Francisco State with the Becca and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So would you say that your area of interest within the Becca department is like internet-based, since you had that interest early on? Are you still continuing down that path?
Yes, definitely. But the only thing I'd say is like it's kind of a little bit there, but I still want to say like, well, where is the job? The job is still kind of the number one focus, and then if you can have fun while you're doing it, that's if you can do both, then great. That's the absolute best thing you can do.
Yeah. What would be your ideal job?
Well, I would hopefully like to work somewhere local because I've really enjoyed moving to the Bay Area and just kind of how it is. I don't like the price, but but there's a lot of cool stuff around here, like with technology type online news type sites where they have a lot of video production going on. I mean, you have the journalists there writing their stories, but not all of them are technical people. A lot of them, they're just writers, and they need people to help them out. So
yeah, definitely.
That's where we come in.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's shift towards more of a. Have you interned anywhere?
Yes, I did intern at a news station back when I was in junior college, which is kind of funny. I remember them thinking I was some sort of a senior in school, but I was like, oh no, just like my first semester, I just want to try it out. And they were kind of surprised, like I didn't know anything about news, right? I was like the most clueless person there, but it was like, oh, we expect people to, like graduating seniors are the ones who are supposed to do this. And so it was pretty fun. It was really hard to get them to let me do things.
Really?
This was right around when all of those scandals with the lawsuits with the interns, like the unpaid work for whatever. I mean, I don't care. I'll do it. I mean, that's what you put on the resume.
Yeah.
But so I didn't have as many opportunities as I could have had if things were different. But I still, if I begged, eventually they'd let me do something. So I got to do things like
that's cool.
Look through the Olympic trials footage and find people eating it for them to use later on the news. Or
that's really cool.
We had some cool stuff. Like once we had when the Baumgartner, when he jumped off the balloon several years back, we had the live feed. We had the live feed because everyone else, they had the delay in case he died.
Oh man.
So we got to have a front row seat in case something happened.
That's crazy. That's awesome though. Would you say that like it was like a good experience and that you learned a lot from it?
Well, I told you the learning wasn't as much as I would have liked because I didn't have as much access, and there was a union stuff shop, so you couldn't. There's certain things you just weren't allowed to for that reason. But the working environment, you could see that you didn't have to do anything to see like how people work together. It's very different from anything I had seen before because it wasn't that pure office environment or the kind of like retail and food service where it's very different like that.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing everything, and thank you for filling in so graciously and doing such a great job. Thanks for watching.